Going live on this Sunday night, Whiskey World.
Woohoo!
All these Peat lovers want to tune in and talk about the Peat Strikes Back Championship.
We're bringing it to you from Kansas, as we were called by Europeans. Said we're the crazy lads. No, the crazy Yanks from Kansas talking whiskey. So that was a good one. Yes, we are the crazy lads from Kansas.
And we're doing it's been a few weeks since we did a 9 p.m. show. We've done a couple in the afternoon. So
we have, we're wrapping up. So this is going to be us chatting a little bit about that, or a lot about the Peat Strikes Back. I've got a little bit of Ardbeg Corey Vrecken for, I'm not sure I like this Ardbeg stuff.
No. Yeah, that's a good one there.
So let's see. I was running behind, so I have not set up.
Food Quig says echo, echo, echo. Who has echo? I'm not picking it up here.
Yeah, I'm not hearing it on our side. While you're doing that, I am going to mute myself so I can pick up the chat box if you want to talk for a bit.
Yeah, sure. Tom R pointed out my shirt. Said great shirt. Yep, that's the new one, new design. Up at the website. Go check them out. We got 6 new designs up. And there's more coming with Make America Peat It Again. So we did tease one of the, we have on the sign back there behind me. I think that might even been Tom that saw that the last time. But we got some bumper stickers that are made up. Make America Peat It Again. We got some t-shirts that are going to be coming out. All kinds of goodies. Let's go through here. Look who's joining in. Quite a few people. Richie Z, Tom R, DH Silv 2, the one that named Make America Peat It Again.
Go Silv, go.
Richie Z, Santa Cruzin, Amy W, Go Habs, Sean, Chris Beaton, Santa Cruzin. If I didn't say him, the Quig is here.
Wigs in the house.
I think he was live earlier, and then Whiskey Throttle Daniel was live right before we went as well. Chris Beaton, Whiskey Throttle, Duncan Harmsworth, Troy Coots.
Just got to say, I love that last name, Harmsworth.
Duncan Harmsworth. Duncan comes up, he sends in some great comments.
Right.
He does in a nasally announcer's voice. He posts some, what do you say, like a diatribe, a little deal about the week's shootout.
Right. Yeah, like a play-by-play almost.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've got the Corey Vrecken poured in. I'm trying to figure out where to put my water. I was running a little behind as I was setting up. I got cordage everywhere here. I know I'm going to spill something.
Eric Gilbert is here. John Post. John Post is getting a Patreon. Was it John's getting a Patreon coin?
I believe it is.
Yep.
Along with a few others.
There's Ben Arlego. Hi, Ben. Richard Blancas is here. J.K. Van Fleet, Mark Brown, Bourbon Shenanigans. Hi, Mike.
A few of these.
Eric Waite, the sniper.
The sniper. A few of these got sent out today as well. While supplies last, if you become a Patreon supporter, you're going to get one of these as long as you want one. If you provide your a mailing address that we can send them to. And that is a foretaste of Christmas cards to come, baby. Some funny, wacky Christmas cards. Who doesn't want that? Who doesn't want some Scotch Test dummies coming to you around the holidays?
So, George Kaplan. Well, let's see right here. Sean says the wife is drinking Lafroig Triplewood for Make America Peat It Again. Long row 18 for me.
We've been wanting to try that.
Well, George Kaplan comes in, Long Row Red Pinot Noir, poured here, ready for the Peat Talk. Which brings to mind, Bart.
I heard this.
A lot of people have been talking up this here Long Row Red 13-year Malbec finished. Should we work that in to Make America Peat It Again?
Oh, wow. That would be like an outlying rule breaker. but who makes the rules in the dummy house?
We would have to bump something. We'll have to look at our list. We are starting filming tomorrow.
You know what we could bump? Kelpie. Inside baseball, baby. Inside baseball.
Now, I will tell you, so just this last week as well, we signed up with stamps.com. I was tired of going to the post office and standing in line with my packages going out.
And your buddy Gary?
We signed up. Yeah. We signed up stamps.com. We got all the labels and everything. We had 4 packages today. Boom. They are labeled. Shipping is paid for. All I got to do is throw them in a mailbox.
That's right. You can drive right through. Just click, 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 drop them.
We should have done that 2 years ago.
Well, I agree, but we've been having so much sales going, and you've seen that uptick yourself because it got weird. Years ago, I started an eBay business, and I used to do all that running around, and then they forced you to go through eBay. And so I've been doing the printing through eBay for years, but of course I couldn't morph that over to what we were doing. So I know what you're talking about. You print it, you're done. You throw it in a box. So, well,
we got a few people telling us that the long row should be in Make America Peated again. So we may have to look at our list and see what gets bumped out.
Right.
And well, we see where it comes in.
Yeah, we can take out something we think's weak. That'll make somebody mad, though.
Yeah.
I think it's good to get in there, though. That way we've got something fresh there. You know what? Well, I'll be quiet. I noticed something, but I'm going to be quiet about it, and we'll just see what else.
Yeah. Fact is, while we're talking, I'm just going to – now, I already poured a dram the other night and had it because, let me tell you, I'm up next for Roy's blind challenge, and I had 5 samples from Roy. I sat down the other night and filmed it. One of them is the Long Row 11-year. Well, now I can't even remember which one. But
now you're like me.
Yeah. Since I had it for Roy's blind challenge, I had to open then the 13-year to see how it was. So I'm going to go ahead. I've poured one. I'm going to go ahead and open it up, though. Just let it get a little air. And that way, if we use it tomorrow, maybe it oxidized a little bit.
I think it's got to be in the color. Looks great with it. I don't know if they add a colored additive or not, but it sure looks good.
Springbank does not use any colorant.
Well, awesome. You're right, actually. I remember that. You're right.
Springbank does the long. So Springbank is lightly peated. The Long Row is Springbank's heavily peated, right. And then Hazelburn is Springbank's no peat.
Mm-hmm.
Richie Z is asking if Glendronach peated is making the next challenge. We don't have a bottle of Glendronach peated. We do have a sample of it, but it wouldn't be enough to do right in the shootout.
Not even close. I think I've adjusted, and that worked. Yeah, that worked.
George Kaplan says it's the Cab Franc. That's what it was. The 11-year Long Row Cab Franc.
You know, I'm going to probably bring it up on a regular show too, but I've got to say one thing where you and I are distinctly, what do you got? You have a little head nod there.
Well, go ahead, finish what you were going to say. A couple of comments.
All right. One thing where you're distinctly better is you have this great recall on this one, this version, that version, this. I mean, the only comparison is like I got my dad's 67 Chevy and a guy drives by. That's a 67. I can tell by the taillights. And then he's like naming off the 4 different engine options. And which one do I have? I'm like, God dang. You're like that with whiskey. I can't remember what I had a year and a half ago. And you'd be like, what? Jimmy T sent that to us and you enjoyed it. I think you gave it a 91. I'd be like, God dang, I don't even remember drinking.
Yeah, no, I'm like, how do you not remember that? Yeah.
I don't know how you do that. I really don't. For me, it's. I mean, there's some favorites I have. I'll always remember the Compass Box first, Peat Monster, first time I had it. Obvious reason. Most people have heard the story. It was the surprise factor. So these experiences stand out for me. But the whole thing is a journey. It's like you know every pebble along the way, and I'm like, I remember that boulder over there, that boulder still. So I don't know. I've been thinking about that. If I found the time, it'd be a perfect article for our webpage blog, of which I haven't been doing anything with. So
Troy Coots points out, he says he enjoys the shootouts, but we have been all Scotch all the time lately. Well, and that's Wednesday is our bourbon show usually, but when we've been doing these shootouts, we're shooting them out in a row, so it doesn't take 5 weeks to get them aired. So yeah, the bourbon shows have been getting bumped for our 16 bottle shootouts. But
we've done a rye shootout and a bourbon shootout, a peat shootout, now another peat shootout. So I mean,
yeah,
we are kicking these peats out though 3 in a row. Maybe we should do like a bourbon extravaganza.
Well, you know what I thought about doing was the bourbon shootout again with the same bottles and see what happens.
That's interesting.
Yeah, that would be interesting, wouldn't it?
You might have me there because that was a huge learning step for both of us. Elijah Craig,
yes,
and the Maker's Mark doing so well.
I'm up here a ways on the comments, but Duncan Harmsworth a while back said if we have any 40%ers in the lineup, bump that. He's saying for the long row, because they wouldn't win anyway. I wouldn't say they wouldn't win, but they have a small chance of winning.
Maybe.
So yeah, that is true. We got a lot of heavy hitters ABV wise that are in there. So we might look at our list and just see what's coming in lower.
The sniper called you a Peat savant with your Corey Vrecken call in there. That was amazing.
Really? I didn't think it was.
No, you went good though. No, you had some calls in this one. I think I kind of had not that we both acknowledge that calling them is crazy, but sometimes you feel it. Like I felt the English Whiskey Company peated version, and you were like, you're dumb, crazy. Yeah. Well, that was the first run. This one, you were killing it. You were killing it. So yeah, and a lot of people just knowing that you were kind of like not a fan of the peat. Now you're you're in.
Well, I think, and people that have watched probably know the differences. You prefer the smack you in the face peat. I really lean towards and like those that bring in, a good balance of a different, either a bourbon cask or a wine cask influence along with it.
Sure, I do love the port finishes, but with my hardback, with my peat, I definitely like the heavy peat. So, peat's my comfort zone, definitely.
Yeah, Duncan Harmsworth says it could be instead of Back to the Future, Back to the Bourbon. And Tom R says now that we have the dip glasses, it might be nice to do the bourbon or rye shootout again. Well, we've learned and we've made modifications really to each shootout. I like the way we're doing these peat shootouts, though. I think we've got it hashed out pretty good. When we did the rye shootout, we had the 4 bottles in front of us, but they were shuffled up. The samples were shuffled up. But what we found we were doing was trying to line up the sample with the particular bottle instead of just going, I think, with our profile, with our favorite flavor profile.
Yep.
And then the bourbon shootout, we had the same 4 bottles. They were any 4 of the 16, but your ABCD was the same as my ABCD. And so we thought maybe we're influencing each other. So let's even shuffle those up now. And I think that works pretty good. I like that.
Yeah, I think that's good. I know it can be a little disjointed for the viewer sometimes, just like it is for you and I. You'd be describing creosote, and I'm getting, damp earth, and we'd have totally different ones. So I had to kind of tune you out. You're much more practiced at tuning me out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to work on it. I'd be like, no, I'm not getting that. And then I'd have to remind myself that, hey, we probably don't have, it may have lined up, but probably not. Yeah, I thought that was pretty good. When you throw, and Scott edits those with throwing in the names, just so you guys know. So when he throws those in, it's fun. It's the first time I get to watch it, is the first time you guys get to watch it too, because we're doing them blind, super blind.
Richie Z is asking if there'll be any Octomores. Octomore 6.3 will be carried over. It'll be in Make America Peated again. Let's see.
Ooh, that Corey Brecken's delicious.
Well, and let's see real quick. I had just a little bit of Kilkerran 8. The bottle's over at your place, awaiting review. And then I had just a little bit of the Highland Park, the SMWS 4.226. And I made my own blend, and it's pretty darn tasty. But I am going to go to Corey Vrecken next. I had some of that here as well. And one thing we didn't point out, Bart, is we are going to try to keep this a little bit shorter, the hour mark or under, because we have a super Scotch god that we are hooking up with next that sent us samples of Supernova committee release and the Perpetuum committee release.
Now, we got a lot of super Scotch gods on here.
Yes.
But this is like a buddy of ours, too, that we'll link up with. It's not going to be a televised show.
Right. Yeah. It's private.
So good to mention it.
And he's in watching, too. I don't know if he wants us to say or not. If he wants people to know, he can comment. He's in here watching. So
now everybody's going to be mad, dude. Everybody be like, what?
Julia joined in. Whiskey Throttle's girlfriend. I heard he almost became fiance on his show a little bit earlier. Maybe he's drinking too much.
Oh, I don't see. Once again, you're stepping into dangerous territory.
Well, I thought, why not? I mean, they're not here to slap us around or anything. And Daniel doesn't hold back usually anyway. So
true. Good point. So you can just go. Yeah. Bart picked that blue tape as the winner. That is true. That was something else.
And those are up on eBay too. They're up to like $16 or something like that.
Yeah, when it was the blue one, and Scott right away goes, we always put the ones that went up. I go, man, we can't put the blue tape one up. He's like, no, it's even awesomer. I'm like, oh, yeah, you're kind of right. That's the dummy style. The sheer fact that would be the one that gets auctioned. Nobody else would do that. I agree. Right off the bat, I'm like, you know what? You're right.
Well, Daniel Whiskey Throttle's pointing out it's all George Kaplan's fault.
True. I'm going to throw one other thing out, too, that was kind of funny. Most folks totally got the do-it-yourself, the DIY, how to make the blind tasting glass with blue painter's tape. Most people got it. Now, I'm still hanging on that that's a craft, baby, so I'm not going to break character on that. But I did have a guy today message in saying, man, I don't think that'd hold up in the dishwasher.
Yeah.
And so, again, staying in character, I gave instructions on how it's a work of art and that it's hand washed only, and how to properly do that. That's in the comments. So
Don Nishida says he's going to bid on the blue tape glass.
Well, that's what Scott said. He goes, you know what? I bet you the blue tape one goes for more than the plastic. I said, no. Yeah. I said, no way in expletive. I think you can say Hades. No way in Hades is that going. He goes, I bet it will. It's unique.
You know what I just realized? As soon as we're done, I've got to go out and plastic dip 2 glasses for tomorrow. I haven't done that. I just realized. Good thing I did pick up a can of plastic dip last week.
Well, that's it. I could always pinch hit, baby. I've got my skills, craft skills. They're ready to go.
Yeah, they make a Whiskey Throttle points out they make a blue plastic dip. Yeah, it comes in different colors, actually.
Ooh.
Now let's Jason C is tuning in. I haven't seen Jason C before, but he says, what's up, Scotch gods? Great job on the peated shootout. Ardbeg is king.
It is.
So let's move. 20 minutes now. We haven't talked about the championship too much, maybe briefly.
Yeah. So hard to pick any one of those out of there, as you guys saw. I mean, they're really, we mentioned it, all winners. I'm forgetting. Who was it that suggested we write what we thought would win on the envelope again? I'm forgetting.
We called it out, and I don't remember.
Yeah, I know.
Might have been Hoyt. Was it Hoyt maybe that recommended that?
Hemp Hill? Was it Hemp Hill?
I don't remember for sure.
I can't remember either, but we mentioned it. And you even joked, you should just write Ardbeg on there. And I'm like, whatever, man. And I picked I picked the other ones and threw in the honorable mention of Corey Vrecken. But my goodness, yeah, Lefroy's nowhere to be seen with me, my friend.
Okay, so I just poured a little bit of the Corey Vrecken too, and I know that goes through good. So your shootout, this actually comes in second to the Grooves for you.
Yeah.
The Grooves, we had luckily just got Claire arranged for us to get a bottle.
Right.
I don't know if I've seen Claire tonight yet or not, but we kind of held off. We was like, we got the Grooves is en route. We need to wait till next Monday to start shooting.
Yeah, we were gonna have the Kelpie, and the Grooves bumped the Kelpie.
And then you end up picking that as your, well, okay. Woo.
Oh,
spoiler alert. If you haven't watched the championship of the Peat Strikes Back, you'll want to stop right now. Maybe we've already said it, and then come back and watch this after you've watched the championship, unless you don't mind spoilers.
Right.
But we have, I don't know if I've said this. There's a Twitter DM group with a bunch of us whiskey tubers, as we call ourselves. And Roy is in there, and he hadn't watched the championship of March Peat Madness yet. And Swami came into the chat talking about our picks. And Roy just all caps and exclamation marks was just like, for F's sake, Swami, I haven't watched it yet. He had just ruined it.
Wow. He's way behind the curve, though. You got to admit that.
Well, wasn't it? No, it was just like the day of or 2 days later.
Oh, I thought you said the very first one.
Of March Peat Madness.
Oh, so way back when. You're not talking. Yeah, you're talking way back.
Yeah.
Hey, I like it. Look at the shield there. Ard Bart. Look at that. I like that.
Or Bart Beg.
Yeah. Ooh, that's a good one, too. Bart Beg. Ard Bart. I don't know. We'll have to figure. There's something in there. He's on to something. I'm not sure we've hit on the right tonation yet, but it's close.
Oh,
I dig that. Yeah.
I wondered. I got to get the cowbell.
Oh, there it is. Old voicings causing the ring. We got the cowbell.
Oh, Jesse in with $5 on the super chat.
Right.
Thanks, Jesse.
Thanks, Jesse. You guys want to hear that Ardbeg? That Ardbeg. See, look at that. I can't hear that. You want to hear that cowbell ring, baby?
I realize, though, we might not be able to do that too much. Well, summer's almost here, so.
What?
With the kids, if the kids were in school, I can't be ringing the cowbell too late if they're in bed.
Come on. They're you know how teenagers sleep. Not that cowbell's not waking them up. Somebody did call that we get a drumstick and that we could control the sound of the cowbell a little more consistently if we struck it with a drumstick.
Yeah.
That did not sound dumbified to me. I was like, no. You put it at my house, I'm going to have a ring around the head cowbell. I'd have all kinds of moves.
Cars, cigars, scotch, and watches. Thanks for tuning in. But he says, Scott, you still think in terms of sherry? Yes, I do.
Yep, that's his go-to. We are going to do a sherry shootout at some point in time. That just sounds good, a sherry shootout.
And I'll be real interested in that to see what happens. I haven't gone side by side with a lot of those, so I don't know.
I know. I am still stunned and in nirvana. There's no way I never thought you'd do one or Peat shootout, and then we doubled down, and now it's going to be a fight between the two with a long row making its way in somehow as a wild card.
Well, let's talk. Richie Z just points out my winner, the Lefroy 18. That really surprised me.
Yep.
But as we talked about, my preference is being, a nice peat and a nice sweetness coming in. I noticed that. I mean, going with even Kalila 12. Neither one of those is really a big, heavy peat bomb. Even go back to the first one, and someone pointed out it was cars, cigars, scotch, and watches. He's surprised that the Lagavulin 12 didn't do better. That actually did. It made it into the championship, I believe, didn't it? Or did that get beat?
I think it got beat.
I don't even remember now.
I know we're having to now that we've mixed our Peat shows and we're
No, I advanced it. You didn't. I remember it was in my championship, but then in that one, the Dark Cove committee released one out.
Huh.
But even in that one, that one advancing the Glenlivet Nadura peated,
switching to a Ben Romock and the Peat Smoke. Very soft, very light.
And even when we were shooting the championship, when we did the reveal, when we reviewed the Lafroig 18 2 years ago, even then I said, I don't like peat, but this really seems like a good Scotch.
Yeah, you liked it then, and what I learned, again, a little bit of a repeat for longtime fans though, but I learned that I don't like a super, not even a super, really aged peat. The peat is not strong enough for me. It starts to dissipate as those years go by. Give me a 10-year-old peat. Give me the 8-year-old Lagavulin. Bam. NAS is, I got a feeling with peat, I'm going to dig as they come across. So, because I think the peat slap you in the face I like is stronger, younger. So, just kind of worked out that way.
John Post points out our cast strength sherry shootout needs to include Tam Dew. It will. I've got it back here. We just shot. I've had it for a while. We just shot the review the other day.
Very juicy.
Yes, very good. That'll be in there for sure.
Guaranteed.
Let's see what else. Daydreaming is tuning in. He had a 1979 bottling of a Port Ellen on Friday night. Despite loving my peat big, he says the sublime subtlety of that peat after 30 plus years was amazing and elegant.
I bet. A lot of people talking about Port Ellen.
That was for Santa cruising. He says, cowbell, wake up the kids.
Wow.
And then
I didn't see that. You're ahead of me, man. My chat screen's coming in a little later.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. You started ringing before I saw it. I'm like, what are you doing? Why are you grabbing a bell?
James C. Thanks. $5. Appreciate it.
Yeah, appreciate that.
Actually, I still hear my kids out there. It sounds like they're still playing Fortnite. So
that's good. Yeah, Fortnite's huge.
I've got a senior. He's graduating this year, so he's only got 2 weeks of school left.
Yeah.
And then a freshman. So
then he'll be in college. Yeah, my boy's been playing Fortnite. I jumped in there and just getting schooled.
Blue Devil 01 says Abelauer Abunad needs to be in there. It will be.
Oh, it definitely will be. That's like it's like biting into a juicy plum.
Yes. Okay, so let's go back. Let's get back to the championship still. How about Ben Rioch Curiositas that you had?
Yeah, that was something else. I didn't even know. I don't think I'd ever had it before. No way I was going to be able to pick it out, and the way it held up, as smooth as it was, if I'm remembering right, was that the one I said had like leather satchel or something? I can't remember off the top of my head.
I don't remember either.
But I love those notes. The notes that it had were the savory ones I like. Anything my peat leanings are those leathers, those pipe tobaccos, and the finish especially. That's, if something's coming across, it's going to catch me there. So that's the way I lean. Let's see. So what about the Kalila as your second. That's a strong dram there. We both agree. That one's always going to be close to my heart anyway. It's our very first show, and then it's our 100th show.
I don't know. Why did we choose that for our very first review? Do you remember? I don't know.
If I remember right, you'd picked it up and said that you'd heard a lot of good things, and I think you'd read something on it somewhere. And good call. I mean, look how it's holding up today, because I mean, I'll go back and try that same Peat Monster from Compass Box, just the regular Peat Monster that really opened up, not open, kicked the door open for Peat, and it's too light for me now. That's how far I've come. I still like it. It's still a great dram, but it wouldn't be my go-to anymore, even though it's responsible for opening the door. So there's a lot of movement. We're moving good down this little trail we're on, down this whiskey journey.
Yes.
I mean, look where you're
at. Duncan is saying for the sherry shootout, and up there a ways, I forget who it was now. Someone suggested a sherry Christmas would be a good time for the sherry shootout. There it is. Oh, that was Duncan. And then he says we should have Glenfarclas 105, Glengoyne cast strength, and Glendronach cast strength in the shootout. Ooh. We don't have a bottle of Glendronach cast strength either. We don't have Glendronachs in our area. We have to resort to Texas or the Webb for those.
Yeah. Well, we might have to make a road trip to Texas to try to round out our sherry shootout.
Yeah.
We also talked about doing some little one-offs. 4 bottles could be different things. And we just do a little miniature, little 4-bottle deal. So we'd have the bottles in front of us, but we wouldn't know who had what. That'll allow us to get into some of these blind some of these blind shootouts a little faster without being 16 bottles. But we're really liking this blind experience. It's very interesting, you guys. I mean, I know most of you guys watching are doing it, but it's literally playing with your whiskey. And it really opens your eyes up too, especially if you can get a buddy to pour the samples and you don't even know what's in there, kind of like what Roy's doing.
Yeah.
So
Jason C is saying or asking, would you guys include Cavalon Solist in your cast strength shootout, even though it's Taiwanese? I would if we had a bottle of it. That's one again. We like to have 1 or 2 different kind of bottles, either blends or even another. In the first March Peat Madness, we had the English Whiskey Company and McCarthy's Oregon peated a single malt whiskey, and they're just to see how they would do against the heavy hitters from Scotland.
Right. Well, and we like people to get infuriated.
Yeah. We like to cause a little controversy once in a while.
Yeah, it makes it a little fun if somebody's like, that shouldn't even be in there. We're like, yeah, it is, though, man. It's in.
Like including Jack Daniels in our bourbon shootout. That made some people mad.
Oh, my God. It's not a bourbon. It's Lincoln County Method. And we're like, right, Lincoln County Method does not rule it out as being called a bourbon. It's an extra process, not a different process. Yeah, they were like, oh, my God. Yeah, we love doing that. I got to admit, I love it.
And Richie Z is asking if Macallan cast strength will be in there. Yes, it will.
See, look at that. Yeah, that'll be an experience for me. And I'll tell you flat out, you pick up the subtleties in those sherry degrees way better than I do.
Well, that's what I say. It'll be interesting to see going, just like with this Peat shootout, doing 4 of them side by side. And seeing what happens and what different notes we get.
Yep. Yeah. Jason C says, I love me some banana cream and that Jack Daniel's single barrel. Right. We call it the double barrel because it's a single barrel proof. And yeah, there's some that bottle surprised the heck out of me. I know when we've got a great bottle is when I go out and have to purchase 1 or 2 of them immediately myself. When you were opening up the Compass Box Circus and we were doing a lot of that, we did the double single. I had to have that. Out of all those, I was like, oh my God. It's a single malt and a single grain, and that blend together was exquisite. So
they were talking about Glengoyne cast strength, which batch we had. I was going to look real quick to see. I got batch number 5 actually.
Let's see, Tom R. All this Peat, I haven't heard the oakiness from Bart in a long time. The oakiness. There's some protectors of the Quig out there. I like the sound of that. That sounds cool. Basil Hayden Rye. You know what? We tried that a while back, and
Well, we had the regular Basil Hayden rye. Well, there's Basil Hayden's bourbon, there's Basil
Right.
Hayden's rye, and last year they came out with the is it the dark rye?
Well, I haven't had the dark.
That one we have not had. No.
Right. I remember that one. Ooh, the Tomatin 18. Old label yet to open. Well, that's cool. Yeah, the old label. I like the new label. That Tomatin 18, you can't go wrong with that bad boy.
Well, yeah, it's it's just sherry finished. It's not exclusive. So I mean it's 14 or 15 years in bourbon and then 2 or 3 years in it's still good. No, don't get me wrong, especially for the price range that it comes in at. I think it's $69.95 normally here, and I've seen it on sale lately a couple places at like $55, $59.
Tell me you can't go wrong. That's all I said. You can't
Right.
go wrong with that. It's an 18-year with a sherry finish on it. I know it's not exclusive. It's not, it's not all those fancy things.
But Tom R says, "Oh my God, Bart, read my comment. We're at. Let's see. What's Tom R saying?"
I don't know. Tom R's had a bunch of stuff come in. There's so many. It's like,
oh no, he's saying, "Oh my God, Bart read my comment." That was the oakiness that you haven't said for a while.
To hats. Dolph Shaw, the Spirit of Edmonton. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Dolph. It's nice to be the Spirit of Edmonton in the house.
Speaking of Edmonton, in May, we are still trying to hash out which Sunday we are going to do it with the Edmonton Scotch Club, kind of a fundraiser for local food banks, drams for FAMs.
Yeah.
We will do a Sunday show, and it'll be exclusively just try to raise funds, get people to donate to your local food bank. If you super chat us, all of those funds, we'll turn right over to them. Well, at the same time, what they're looking for is you can make a donation to your local food banks, take a screenshot of the email confirmation or of the screenshot that shows what you donated. All you got to do is tweet it or Instagram it out with hashtag drams for FAMs, and they'll try to see how much we can help out with that.
Boom. Ring around the rosy, baby. Ring around the rosy.
You see that one yet, Bart?
That one's in, baby. I got it.
There's Hoyt Hemphill coming through, $4.99.
Woo! That was a good one. Yep. Let's see. Sean, he said, he's talking to Ryan, though. Try the KO Ela 12-year. It's awesome. Yeah, solid buy. We agree. That was our very first show, our 100th show, and it's done very well in our Peat shootout as well.
Well, and he's talking to Ryan Selly. I haven't seen Ryan tune in before, as well as Cosmic Malt, who's just commented as well. Howdy, guys. Thanks for joining us.
We need to do a s'mores and peated whiskey pairing. Wow, with the marshmallow sniper. Yeah, bourbon shenanigans. Hear the bell, baby. Hear the bell. Love it.
Tom R says that these Sunday live streams set the mood for him for the rest of the week. So
that's nice.
As in it's good, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Let's see. I just saw something and then it popped on me and now I can't find it. Oh, yeah. The Whiskey Scout. Tomatin 18 is way undervalued, which is great for the wallet. True. Quality stuff coming through. Rum reviews. You know what? I don't know. I don't think they're there. It's not there yet for me yet, Scott. Is it there yet for you?
No, we did a live stream, a couple rums. And honestly, we did when we last hooked up with Ben with the Scotch Malt Whiskey Society. He sent us one of their 18-year-old rums. That's probably the best rum I've had. Now it was high; it was 60-some% ABV.
Yeah,
it came across more like a whiskey with some rum hints to it.
That's what my wife said.
Probably why I liked it more.
I agree. Yeah, it was funny though. My wife was all mad because I didn't take the rum. We kind of share out bottles, and so you brought it over, and she sipped it. She's like, "That's not rum."
Yeah, no, it is.
Yeah, that's rum. That's just aged Nicaraguan rum with a high ABV.
Daniel Willis is asking which glass I'm using. We've got a review coming up of these. This is the Tua Irish whiskey glass, actually made in Ireland, made for Irish whiskey. And they sent us some. We'll be having a giveaway. They sent a pair for a giveaway as well. Next Saturday, we reviewed Redbreast Lustau edition with them. So
Right.
I really like them. Bart's delicate hands didn't feel the same.
Yeah, they didn't quite fit my hand as the way I would have liked. You'll have to see that on the show. They're good. They're great glasses, though. I wanted to hold it much like Scott was holding it, not there, but there.
Yeah.
And you will hear my comments. But I have big hands, apparently big yet delicate.
The gal's name is Rosie at 2all that we were talking to. I was dealing with, and she said there's a way if you hold it, it does cause pressure on this finger under here. So it's probably your man grip on it. You know,
Rosie, you actually followed up on this because that's exactly where it caused pressure.
Yeah. You need to quit manhandling it. You just got to kind of let it rest in there.
Well, I'm a man. I got a gripper.
They are pretty nice though. I really like them, but we do have a set that'll be a giveaway on next Saturday's show. So tune into that.
Oh, we had somebody else sending us some glasses for review again too, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yep. I'll tell you, I like reviewing the glasses. We've had some great ones coming. That Riedel cognac glass, man, won me over big time.
Yeah.
So when they contact me, hey, we got a new set. Sure. Yeah. And then there's usually a giveaway associated with that. I'll take that all day long too.
I got to admit, that's something I never really thought about when we were talking about reviewing whiskey on YouTube and whatnot, is that we would be getting glasses,
sure,
stuff like that.
Well, I'll still go to the Glencairn. But we need to do a show on like glasses you shouldn't use.
Yeah. Well, look at Sean's comment. It's highlighted for us.
I love the stem. You bet. The stem's fancy yet delicate. How about the way the lip of the glass flares out to meet your lower lip?
And Jason Fisk must not have been here when we talked about it. The Long Row Red we just picked up this week, and we brought up should it be in Make America Peated again, although it hasn't been in the prior two 16-bottle shootouts. Should it bump something out just to make it in? That's the Long Row 13 Malbec.
Right. And we were leaning toward breaking the rules because really it's beating out some secondary loser, quite honestly. I mean, it was second. It was good. But we'd like to – I think it's in, man. I think we got to throw it in there. Yeah, hopefully it'll make is Raster in? It'll piss Raster off. He'll be like, you can't just throw one in like that. That's not fair. And then we'll yell loudly, like Long Row, and he'll be like, sons of bitches, like that. And he'll be all upset. No, Raster's great if he's watching. We just tease him because he didn't like us yelling to Patreon people's names.
Yeah, Sorachi Ace just tuned in. How long have we been live? We went live at 9 p.m. Central, so about 45 minutes ago.
Yep.
We are keeping this one at the hour mark or shorter, though, just because we have we're going to hook up private with a Super Scotch God later. A couple of Ardbeg committee releases that were sent to us.
I will tell you, that was the other reason I was a little bit, not late getting down here, but I was cleaning dishes, too. And all of a sudden, I was like, ooh, I got to go. And I had to tell the wife, do not clean anything because that'll get me in a lot of trouble. I will get it. Just leave it where it is. The dishwasher was full. I was emptying that. And I'm like, I got to go. Do not touch anything. She was like, okay.
George Kaplan says we could have a 17-bottle shootout.
Well, that wouldn't work. We're going to bump something. We'll have to agree. We'll agree on it, and we'll bump it. We're going to make somebody mad.
Ben Arlego wants to know if we saw his show with the Quig. I have not watched that. No.
You know, you got to admit, it's Make America Peated again. There's got to be some kind of controversy. I'm gonna put in like.
Well, do we want to show the We've showed the first design. Do we want to tease the second design?
Well, there's a few things going on in your background.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to say anything. I didn't want to ruin anything. So, watch out. That's for the pretty hat that Scott's got on his pretty head.
Whiskey in the Six likes my hat.
Ooh, I like that. We got to get closer to these mics. That makes me want to talk much closer.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, they're really made for being up close to them.
Dang it. Wow. If I was like up on here, like, hey, I need that fancy rig that Roy has. Roy's got a rockin' rig at his pad. That does sound better, actually.
Well, let's just say, so we were concerned that, okay, this is obviously Trump campaignish. Well, with the name "Make America."
It's a ripoff, is what it is.
So it was. We discussed, in case we offended some viewers by only having a Republican slant.
Well, we are not biased. We just love the whiskey. It's about the whiskey. So what did we do to equal it out?
So we have if you go back to Obama's campaign with the Hope, we have a special side to that campaign as well. So we'll have Republican bumper sticker or Republican slanted bumper stickers and Democratic slanted bumper stickers.
First of all, that's a badass sticker.
I like it. I think it turned out pretty good.
Oh, it turned out really good. No wonder Obama won. That little poster alone had to be a killer.
Yeah. But we will have we're gonna have some t-shirts up for sale as well, going along with that. And the website that we're using is also doing posters. And this looks pretty good poster size.
Well, they're gonna get to see it pretty soon.
That's right.
I'll do a little deal. I had a little preview of a board game come in from England, and I shot my preview and that is poster size in the background. And I was editing going, damn, that looks good. So that one's sharp. That looks really, really good in the background. I got to tell you, I might move some more bottles out of the way. I don't know how to set it up. It's so clean. I hate to have it blocked in any way. Yeah, that was kind of funny. A game company out of London, PSC, Plastic Soldier Company, sends me a game on the American Civil War called Lincoln. So it had to, and the designer lives in New Zealand. This is like a worldwide thing going on. Sorry, that's all the board games I'll get in for this show before I get in trouble. Thank you.
Actually, while you were talking board games, I was able to focus just on the comments.
You got to admit, that's pretty cool, though, when a game publisher out of London has a designer that's moved. He's English, but he's moved to New Zealand. Hello, daydreaming.
More cowbell.
Yeah.
Daydreaming. Back to work for me, guys. Great news shootout. Can't wait for the next one. Thanks, Daydreaming.
Good call.
And Sriracha Ace is asking if we're putting the winner from both Peat shootouts up against each other. Yeah, that's what we're taking as the best bottles from March Peat Madness going up against the best bottles from the Peat Strikes Back into the third one, Make America Peated Again.
Yep. With one rule break, the long row. If it ends up winning, people will be pissed. Not really. I don't think they'll care that much.
Be rioting in the street.
Yeah, there'll be a riot. They'll be like, they broke the rules and then it won. They must have.
That woman Ardbeg. Let's burn this bee down.
Yeah, that's right. They'll be like, well, Ardbeg quit paying Bart off is what happened. Old Springbank threw him some money. Yeah, there'll be some controversy.
Now, do we, though, kind of seed the brackets or attempt to, or is it going to be completely random?
Random and blind, brother. Seeding sounds biased to me.
Well, the only problem I have with seeding is we would know each 4-bottle shootout has 1 or 2 heavy hitters in it, and I think we might focus on trying to identify them. instead of just focusing on the whiskey.
Yep. I think you just throw them in there, and if they're heavy, they're heavy, because we've had heavy hitters not win too. So,
Whiskey Throttle is asking, did I sound as good as Bart? When?
Never. That's the answer. Never.
Yeah, that's true.
No, come on. You're way better.
When?
I don't know. I'm just filling time while we're waiting for the comment to come in.
Richie Z is asking if either one of us has the Ardbeg Supernova. We have samples of it that we are getting ready to taste privately next with a
Oh, God. You keep saying the private word. It's so
Why?
Good. I don't know. It sounds too exclusive.
Well, he sent them to us. It is exclusive.
Anybody want to send me a bottle of Supernova? You too could have a private show.
Yeah, he just got more. He says when you're deep throating the mic.
Oh.
Hello. Who was saying that?
Whiskey Throttle. He wants to know if he sounds as good as you when you're deep throating the mic.
He does not. However, I do apparently have a voice for radio or a face for radio.
Now, of course, it'll be completely random, but what if the Grooves and the Dark Cove and the Corey Vrecken end up in the same bracket?
Yeah, no problem. And the Ardbeg 10's in there.
Let the winner advance, huh? Best of the best.
You might even do some shenanigans and make that happen. It'd be like, whoopsie. Which one you picking now, Bart?
I don't know what would win that. I bet you the Oogie would win that. We've done a family Ardbeg shootout, and the Oogie kicked butt.
Yeah.
We've
I
done that.
don't know if it kicked butt, but it. I think we both.
Oh, no, it stood out clear. Go watch that again. That show's been getting a lot of views.
Ben Arlego is asking if we've done the Tomatin 15. We did that a long time ago, early on. It's like our lowest viewed video.
Yes, like 39 people have seen that.
Yeah.
It was weird. We couldn't figure out why it was so. I mean, it went out. They don't even make it anymore. So that's probably part of it. Nobody's looking for it.
Well, we weren't that good then either, though.
That's true. But I mean, there was no reason people, it wasn't it. Once they clicked on it, they watched. We can see that in the analytics. But it was like 32 people clicked on it and watched. They watched to completion. But yeah, and then we do a brandy, XO brandy. Boom! 5,000 views. What the hell? We got some great comments on that XO brandy too. Remember the best one?
Yeah, no.
This shit make me get drunk. I like this shit. I was like, wow. No wonder. We were just making sure we were trying a unique sherry, a unique brandy. I don't know if we ever tried a unique cognac. We wanted to try so we could pick up a port. We did a port just so we could see what we could get on the finishes, which when we tried the sherry, I could totally get that plum raisin. I mean, that was a great sherry. That it was a cheap sherry, but
have you ever had an Armagnac, Bart?
Yeah.
Yes, you have. I know. Just kidding.
Blind. I did a blind and didn't know what and then I pronounced it Armagnac. It was like baby speak. God, that was embarrassing. Those quick hitters leave me wide open, man. I suffer from those slings and arrows.
I forget what you was talking about the XO too. Somebody commented one time. They said, every time I drink this, it makes me sad. And I replied, I just said, maybe you were sad before you drank it.
That was a genius comment. Yeah. So were you ecstatically happy and then you sipped some brandy XO and you're like, I'm sad now. Yeah. That was an interesting comment. That's funny because that one sticks with me as well. Yeah. That brandy show did all kinds of views. We were like, really? Wow. That one surprised me. We've been talking about like doing a top 5 shows from our retro, or maybe we should pick our top 5 shows from different years. Just do something fun. We can sip our own preferred whiskey while we do it. That'd be kind of neat. What do you guys think of that? I mean, is that stupid? Or we get a lot of people watching our older shows, which they're entertaining, but some of them are a little rough. And our skill level, it's more entertainment than skill. I can tell you that. Was Rob going?
Let's wrap it up. We're coming up on the hour mark.
Yes.
So tomorrow we begin Make America Peat It Again.
Wow, that's great alliteration.
What
you just said. Tomorrow we begin.
We begin.
Make America Peat It Again.
Making America Peat It Again begins.
Yeah, it sounds good. It rolls. That's got to be. I mean, they're professionals that pick the slogan, and they do it because it works. So
Mark Adams wants to know if you're feeling okay because you're wearing a boring shirt.
Ooh, it is boring. I was washing dishes, and I was like, "What time is it? What time is it?" And then they were like, "It's only 7 minutes till 9." I'm like, "I gotta go." So yeah, I didn't put on shirts. I was grabbing whiskey and cameras, and we had our cameras still set up at the bar for our impromptu shoot. I was snatching, and then my email hadn't come through. I'm like, well, he hadn't even emailed me yet. Then I got a text. Where you at?
We will. Santa Cruz and Triple Cap are asking if we'll do an impromptu tomorrow. We probably will. We've been trying to do that when we get together and film. It's the great thing with live streams is there's no editing.
Right.
You can put it up. You get the interaction with you guys out there that are tuning in. Yep. And we try to keep them, 20 to 30 minutes and we're done. So it's a good video that's up. It's another bottle that's reviewed.
Hey, on that note, I was thinking when we were talking about doing these small little 4-bottle blind shootouts, I was actually thinking that might be good for a live show. You don't need to put the names up there. Well, I guess you kind of do. Well, maybe you do. You're right.
Well, if you were, I could give you 4 bottles and I could post the names for people to see where you couldn't see.
Okay.
It would just be one of us. We both couldn't do it.
Or we each write a little sheet that's clearly, and then we move it ahead and we just turn the monitor around and then they can see the sheet. That might work.
Yeah.
That might be kind of fun because I was trying to think of ways we could get the folks live involved in a Peat shootout, or maybe even try to put a call out. Hey, you guys go out and buy your own, and have somebody mix them up and have multiple people doing the blind shootout with us.
All right. Well, thanks everybody tuned in. Keep in mind, Make America Peat It Again. We got Peat, and we got Make America Peat It Again.
The Android's going to be called Peat now from here on out.
Peat.
His name.
I like it.
Scotch It. You Scotch gods.
Cilantro. Dummies.
See you guys. Thanks for all the cowbell.
A lot of cowbell.
A lot of